So now we're in week 2 and in doing the exercise with breathing. Something so natural, right? Like just breathing, taking in air. You would think that it would be like the easiest exercise to do, but I noticed that I struggled. I actually had to do it twice. The first time I tried it while listening to Dr. Bags while I was walking. And yeah, didn't work that well. And then I did it a second time, sitting in my chair, quiet space, door locked so my kids can't come in, barging in because they're supposed to be in bed right now anyway. And still hard. And I think that something that I can say is that I notice a lot more, which I think that's the beauty of meditation, of guided breathing exercises, is that you notice things that you might not always notice. Because I think for me, I'm always go, 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 go. I'm always moving. And so I notice the little sensations of like an itch on my toe or noticing that like, yeah, maybe my bun is a little tighter than I wanted it to be right now, right? And so that would pull me away from just paying attention to my breaths. And I think that's something that I have to work on when it comes to just being present with it. Of like, okay, it's okay for me to notice those things without it pulling me out of that moment and starting to think about, okay, well, I have to do this video and I have to record it and I have to make sure this gets sent out. I think that and being mindful of the sensations that happen in my body, I think sometimes that pulls me away from like, okay, yeah, I noticed this sensation, but let's go back to my breathing. Let's go back to paying attention to these things. One thing that I can say, having done it twice, I think I noticed when I did the walk, I noticed a lot more sensations versus when I was in a quiet space in the house. When I was on a walk, I think I probably enjoy that more, which I think it kind of plays into why I picked the type of mindfulness exercise I wanted to do, which is mindful walking. I notice the scents in the air. I notice the breeze on my skin. I notice different things, and those would bring me back versus being in a setting like this. I actually did it in my office, and I think that also contributed to it because this is a place of work, and so I think my mind automatically keeps going back to work. And so I think that's helpful to know because that's something that I can think about whenever I'm talking with clients about it, of, someone who might be struggling with doing this guided breathing exercise of like, okay, well, what space did you do it in? Did you do it in a place that does allow for you to be a little bit more present versus a space that might be designated for something else, which no different than when we talk about sleep hygiene with a client, right? So I think that's something that I need to be mindful of as I move forward of how do I identify spaces that help me to be more mindful and present. Um, and also being okay with my mind wandering, but also knowing, does the environment play that big of a role with where my mind decides to wander off to? Because when I was on the walk, it did wander, but it was on, okay, yeah, I hear car noises. Let me make sure I'm safe versus it wandering to work and I got to get this finished. And what do I have on my agenda for tomorrow? Maybe even thinking about that in the spaces that give me more breath than others. What are places that take my breath away in a positive way, and what places take my breath away from anxiety? And so knowing that can be something that I put into practice as well too.